Hey, yeah, what's up? This disciple Marshall Occurrence Rain back up in this anti-Illuminati all day, anti-telepathy all day, anti-America all day, and everybody with them. Yeah, so this message basically is going to be about this is not for children, this is not for people that haven't arrived in manhood. It's for these who are fully able to handle adult conversations, adult situations, adult topics. So this video basically is going to be about um, the less endowed white man, the less endowed white man, as far as his penis size. Yeah, I gotta go with take it here, because men only care about three things: money, sex, and food. Okay? Now, if the white man is less endowed and he's not able to truly please his wife, then he's going to walk around like a jerk. And this has been, and you can get mad at me all you want, but I know that men only care about sex, money, and food. And in that order. You can have a homeless man on the street, he still want to have sex. Sex is the number one desire for a man. I'm gonna say that again. Sex is the number one desire for a man. Okay? Men love sex. So if the white man is less endowed and he doesn't have a big penis, then how do you think his over his outlook is towards the world? He feels less than, he feels inadequate. You know, he's not as sure of himself as he should be. So this helps us understand why he is so forceful and hateful at times. Why do you think that he hates the black man so much? Now, remind you, he owned slaves. He's seen how big the penis of a black man is. Okay? He's seen it. And being that sex is so important for him and his ego, I bet he wondered. Because it is the number one thought in his mind, it's the number one desire, and sex strokes his ego, and that's his number one desire. He wondered why his penis wasn't as big as the black man. He wondered why his penis wasn't as big as the black man. He wondered why. And I think this is why he goes out throughout the world like this jerk. Because he knows his penis is small. He knows his penis is small. So he goes throughout the world trying to conquer and make himself feel adequate. Yeah, this is true. This is true. Now, I'm a part of the body of Christ. I love all races, of course, that are in the body of Christ. Outside of the body of Christ, we have to address the issues. We have to address the carnal man in each of these races, and that's what I do. I address the carnal man in the Mexican race. I address the carnal man in the black race. I address the carnal man in the white race. In the carnal white man, I believe has had this little penis complex, which makes him feel like he needs to beat up on everyone, rule the world, take everything and hoard it to himself. And all these things are an extension of what he doesn't have in his lower anatomy. So he gets and he gets these cars, he gets this power to make up for what he don't have. You see, and so it's all about a man with a little penis, just like a little man with a little man complex. Everyone agrees that a man that's little, Napoleon complex is called, I think, walk around like having to prove himself over and over again. Now, if he does that as a height, you don't think man thinks about the length of his penis? If he thinks about the length of his body, you don't think man thinks about the length of his penis if he thinks about the length of his body and he has a complex because of the length of his body? I'm just saying. You know, I think he has a complex concerning the length of his penis. And this is why he treats, this is another reason. You think he's happy about the black man having a big penis? You think he's happy for me? He's happy for me because I got a big penis. Okay, and you know that everyone knows that a black man probably could please your woman better than you could. Okay, let's keep it 100. Everyone knows that a big penis size does matter, because here's the thing. With a woman, she can take as much as she wants if it's big. But if you got a little one, that's all she got. If you got a large endowed penis, she can take as much as she wants. Okay? I'm sure now the spiritual people and the good people don't worry about these things. But the carnal white man worries about these things. And the reason why I have to bring it up is because this is part of what his problem is. This is part of what the chip of it on his shoulder is. It ain't about the black man taking over America. It's not about only him. Now, he has everything. So what is his problem? It's his little penis. It doesn't matter what he does. He has a little cock. Okay? No matter what he does, he has a little penis. I know y'all ain't gonna like this message, but it's the truth because, see, you have to realize what's really going on and all that's going on. It's no way that the white man dominates and still has a chip on his shoulder unless it's because he has a little penis. That's why he gets these Harleys. That's why he gets all these things. He gets these big buildings. He builds all these things. He does all these things to prove to his woman that he is a man. Because really he probably feels less of a man or not like a man because he doesn't have an endowed penis, or his penis is not the biggest in the world. Most men would like to think they got the biggest penis in the world. Every man goes through that. Then you realize you accept your penis for what it is. You accept your penis for what it is. Okay? But if you know you are inadequate, extremely inadequate, then it can add a kind of a jerk mentality. You know what I'm saying? And this is why he goes around screaming his police sirens. It's all because he doesn't have a big penis. This is his way of going through society and trying to stay on top. This is his way of trying to stay on top because he doesn't have a big penis. This is why. He has to scream and yell and make everyone feel inferior to him in some type of form of fashion, whether it's authority, whether it's money, because he doesn't have a big penis. See? He has to feel like he's on top. He's a little man. He's not really masculine. Okay? So he has to feel like he's masculine and he's a man. So he probably has in the back of his mind that I'm sure that black man could please his woman, my wife, more than I can. That's why he gives into it. You have all kind of porn where a black guy's having sex with his wife. How does that happen? Because he was thinking about it. I'm just telling you the truth. It had to start with a thought, right? It had to start with a thought. He had a thought that, I bet that black guy could please my wife with that big old black penis. Yeah, let's talk about it. This is how he makes himself feel. He just, this is how he copes with it. He has to downgrade us, beat us down, and then he doesn't think about our penis as much. It's no way, all jokes aside, there's no way you could tell me this doesn't play a part in human science and how men interact with each other. Because sex is just that important to men. And if you find out you don't rank as high as far as a penis, and that's all you like to do, you're not going to be happy with the people that got the bigger penises. I mean, in a perfect world, like mature adults, yeah, but like immature racist people are not going to like the fact that you have a bigger cock than they do. They're not going to like the idea that you have a bigger penis than they have. Okay? They just not. Okay? So I think that this has been a more significant driving dynamic than people would like to give credit to. I think he has been driven by the fact that his penis is small. I think he has been angry because his penis is small. I think he has had a problem with black people for no problem because they have bigger penises. This is how men think. So you telling me no men think about this and this has not affected any white people's opinions or decisions at all. He has not considered that these guys are more endowed in the penis, with the penis. When penis and vagina runs the world and runs decisions anyway. Men wouldn't do nothing if there was no vagina. The only reason half of these guys work is because they trying to buy a vagina. Why you think they out there working? For fun? You think they're working for fun? Okay. They're working to take care of vagina, an expensive vagina, a fine vagina. Okay? That's what they're working for. Okay? So you're telling me in the middle of men, or most men, 60% of the men that's out here working are working for vaginas, fine wine vaginas. You're telling me that none of them think about are affected by the fact that they don't have the biggest penises in the country, in the world? You think they're all just happy for the black guy? Okay. You're naive. Okay? You're naive. These are real men decisions. This is when we get down to the real human science, cultural science, interaction of races and how they interact, the sciences of that, of those dynamics. And when the white man looks at himself compared to the black man, he's not going to treat him right because he's a better sex machine. Among men, you know how men can be egotistical. We know this. We know how men can be jerks. So you got the guy that is the best. You don't think he's going to have no player haters. He has the biggest penis. He's the big rooster, literally. Okay? All women know it. It ain't no women down here that don't know that most black men have the biggest penises in the country, in the world. So you don't think among men that black men get treated differently because of this? Nah, this is all jokes aside now. It is true. Okay? It is true. I know it's petty, but so are men. Men are very petty. Look at the wars they start. Look at the reason why they go to war. Look at the things that men bicker over among themselves. Yes, as women can be petty, so can men. And I believe this is how white men have kept their upper hand in society, because if they have little penises, they have little penises and a little bit of money, what would they be worth? If white men were poor, what would they be? What would they be? Who would want them? Who would want them? I'm talking about in the carnal world now. Who would want, and if black guys were rich with big penises, what would the world be like? We would literally be like kings, like trampling over people, man, because we have big penises and a lot of money. This is the truth. Okay? You can get mad, you can get glad, you can get sad, you can get mad, okay? But this is the truth. Because how I know is because sex is so dear to men. The other dynamic is men have egos. So if sex is dear to men and men have egos, you don't think that white men are going to mistreat black men? You don't think so? He knows he'll have it all together if he just had money. He has the looks, he got the style, he know how to talk to women. And he got a big penis. All he needs is money. That's all he needs. And he's the full man he needs to be. Oh, and he needs power. He needs to be respected as he goes about. Because, if you have money and you're not respected as you go about, then you're still going to be emasculated. You're still going to be treated less than, and the white man is still going to have an upper hand on you if you're not treated properly out in society, which is a stroke to his ego in a way to lower you. And probably to lower you because you have a big penis. I know you don't think this affects people. Are psycho, okay? People are crazy. So you don't think nowhere in history men have mistreated black men because they have big penises. You don't think nowhere in American history that some men have thought and have been obsessed with the fact that they don't have a bigger penis than a black man. Some men can't live with their penis size. This is what women don't know. This is a secret little world that women don't know about. Penis size and how men feel about their penis. Okay? We always want to think we have the biggest one in the world. So just imagine how much the white man suffers. But you might think I'm being racist, but I'm trying to show you that this has affected history and you don't want to believe it. And how I'm trying to show you I know this is true is because sex is so important to a man, and sex strokes the ego of a man. So it has to be. It has to. That's just the facts. That's the facts. So that lets you know that a lot of this has been going on. This racism really has been it's probably a history of hate, secret hate among white men for black men's penises. You don't want to admit this, man. You don't want to believe this. But it's no way you can tell me he just looked at that penis, that black penis, and said, oh, that's nothing. His is bigger than mine. It would take like 5 of mine to make that one. But I'm okay with that. He's not, back in the slavery times, he was not humble. He was not nice. He was a total hellfire jerk. And you mean to tell me he had a Kool-Aid smile when it came to the fact that the black man had a bigger penis, when it was sticking out of his clothing, and even the white woman could see that he was endowed. You think that meant nothing to him, and you think it meant nothing to him to have the black man around his white wife with that big penis. I'm trying to show you how men are, because I don't know no man that wants a man around that has a bigger penis than him around his wife. So this is went through society, and he didn't really want us to interact with his women. Boom. So how did he do it? He separated us through money. Long as the white woman knew that the black man is a bum, she won't want his penis, because his penis ain't no money behind that penis. You don't believe this, do you? You don't believe this. This has probably been one of the driving reasons of ongoing hate and separation with the black man separated from the whites and the white woman. Because all men have ego. And the white man does too. And he sees you talking to his woman, or he sees you talking to a white woman, and he knows how big black penises are. He knows what you can do with that. He knows what you can do with that white vagina. That's why men were mistreated probably in the past when black guys just looked at them. They just looked at white women and they had a problem and killed them. You know why? Because they knew what they could do with that white vagina. Oh, you don't believe me, do you? I'm going to keep doing videos on this. This is human science. Before the world ends, we got to know why things were the way they were. And I'm telling you, this is one of the reasons why. Ain't no man alive want a man around with a bigger penis than his around his woman. You want a man got a bigger penis than you walking around your woman, hanging out with your woman, and you know he got a bigger penis than you do? See, that's one thing about most white men. They know most black men have bigger penises than they do. It might not be super big, but it's bigger than mine. And he don't want you interacting with his women. He don't want you interacting with them. Because then that's a blow against his ego, that his white sisters and white women and his white family is going with the black guys because they have bigger penises, and he knew it before the white woman knew it. He knew it before the white woman knew he had it. And when she found, he knew one day she was going to find out we got bigger penises than they do. Men think like this. Sometimes they act like boys. And you can't tell me that men did not think about this. He knew one day the white woman would say, oh my, these black men have big penises. And the same thing with the other races. All these other races, they keep their women away from the black man but it's too late. All women know now. All women know we have the big penises. But guess what the white man did? He said, I know how I'm going to fix this. Every time they look at a black man, they're going to think about, do we got some money? Not how big his penis is. Do we got more than a couple dollars in his pocket? We'll put this stigma on him, and women will be turned off when they look at him. I'm telling you, man. But it's too late. Women know we are endowed. But other races did this too. They keep their women in the house. I even heard Mexican men usually keep their women in the house. This is what I was told. Keep them away from black men. And it was true in my city where I come from in North Carolina. We didn't see black Mexican women really walking around, like just idly walking around, because they might run into black men. But it's definitely a problem, I believe. I'm going to say this. It has definitely, I believe, affected American history that the white man was not as endowed as the black man, and he just dreaded the day that his white wife was going to find out that we have big penises, that his sister was going to find out we have big penises, that his family was going to find out that black men, those slaves, have bigger penises than we do. And the day had to come. But by the time it came, he beat us down so bad because we were so endowed that we were looked at as less than by the time they found out. But this is a secret part of history, I believe, is that the white man had a problem with the black penis. And he tried everything he could to shut down how we were seen in society. Men are egotistical. Yeah.